Okay, so I'm getting ready to work on this particular filter condenser. Again, it's all cleaned out. I've got it ready to go. Looking at the print, and this is probably upside down for you. I don't know. We'll turn it and see. This is that filter condenser assembly in this vicinity right here by the 43 output in the second detector. So the condensers we're putting in place, capacitors we're going to put in place, is this one, which shows it's 110 UUF, but it's not. There was actually a correction. My friend Larry in Back to the Future Radios told me that it is actually a 0.015. And then this one over here is the second one that's going to go in this condenser. It actually is the 110 UUF. So those are the ones we're going to put in here. So this is the 105, and hopefully this will fit in there. It looks like it will. It's going to go between the bottom where it bolts in. So this is going to be the bottom one and the middle one. And then the 110 will go between the bottom one and the top one. So let's go ahead and get those in. Okay, so off camera I got the two capacitors in there. The yellow one's the 0.015, and I'm going between the top and the middle terminals, and the smaller one is the 0.00011 cap, or the 110 UUF. And I've got them run up through the terminals, and I wrapped them around there. I'm getting ready to solder them. I'm going to put a little flux on here, or rosin, whatever you want to call it. And we'll see if we can't get these soldered up. That's going to probably be a ways away from you, but see if I can get this where you can see it maybe. I don't know. Give it a shot. Hopefully it don't flop off of there. And it looks like I'm heated up, so let's see if we can get this. Probably help if I had some glasses on where I could see what I was doing. There's that one. Come on, baby, heat up. There we go. There's that one. Well, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. Not a very stable base. Try it again. That's good. Hit this one a little bit more, I think. Pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right. So there's another piece that is completed. I'll wipe that off with a little bit of alcohol. Done. Okay, so we're ready to reproduce this filter condenser can. I got that's the one that came out of it, and I got the body, and I got the two ends, And what we're going to do instead of this tar block is I'm going to use this piece of wood I've done here. I'm going to cut these terminal strips down. The idea of what I'm thinking I'm going to do, if you look at the diagram, hopefully I'm not holding this upside down, but if you look at the diagram, this is the filter condenser can. And so we have a 0.2, a 0.25, a 0.5, a 0.09, and a 0.09. This is actually 0.05, but I've got a note that was in a different revision further down the road on the 54C that they upped that to a 0.09. So what I've got is for the 0.09s, we're going to take it up to a 0.1. So I'll have 3.01s, or 3.1s. This one to ground, and this one and this one. And then for the 0.2, I have 0.22. And then for the 0.25, I have 0.27. Now, they all share the one end going to that final 0.09 to ground. So my plan is to use the two terminal strips, and I'm going to put each capacitor between, and then I'm going to run one wire through on one end that will connect to that last 0.1 that will then go to the ground on the can. That's my plan. Let's see how it turns out. Alright, so here is the final result. I kind of went right down the line as far as, you lay it like this. And it called for white black, but I used white red because that's what I had. But I got the 0.1, the 0.1, the 0.5, I got 0.47. The white one was 0.25, I used 0.27. And the green one was a 0.2, and I used 0.22. This one is the long one that's running that way. I ran all of the tails, all of the negatives, grounds to this side. I looped them all together with a wire. Here is the part of that cap, the 0.1 that will go to chassis. And the black one is coming off that terminal right there. So it's common with that side of the cap. So should be pretty good. And we just got to put it back in the can. I think I'll line the can with cardboard. That solders to the can. Yep, that's what we got. So here's what I got. I used a glue gun and I glued put a dot right here and a dot right here and glued the back on there. I'll break a little of that off. Slid the assembly inside there. Slid a thick piece of cardboard on this side, just to make sure nothing ever gets against. I don't think it will. You can see that the terminals are way short from the side of the metal. Slid a thinner piece on this side just to make sure everything's nice and snug in there. Now here's my original ground. And I can either bend this one up and solder it there, or I can solder this one to it. I think what I'm going to do is just bend this one up and solder it. Maybe I'll even wrap this. I think what I'll do is wrap these, and then I'll bend it up there and solder it. Yeah, it's kind of got the double whammy thing going on there that way. So I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, I got that soldered. I had to call out reinforcements. I had to get out my Burns-O-Matic to get it hot enough. I didn't think I was going to get it hot enough, but that went right through it. I had no problem going through it. So it's on there nice. The other thing I noticed when I was telling you guys is this tail, I don't want it to make contact with that terminal, so I had to bend it to make darn sure it didn't make contact with that terminal, because the other end of this capacitor is what's connected to all the rest of this. This one, if it was shorting out there, it really wouldn't be doing what it was supposed to do. So I corrected that. So let's see.